Missouri Senate race has seen national attention since August. One race that isn't a race right now is for Missouri's 3rd congressional district, where Blaine Luetkemeyer doesn't have a major party challenger. For ABC 17 News this week, I sat down with him to talk about other races, redistricting, and the trends in this election cycle. How's the political climate different in 2012 compared to in 2008 when you first ran for the House?
Well, I think it's significantly different. I think that, as you saw in 2010, there's a referendum on the first 2 years of the president's administration. I think this election is another referendum on not just the first 2, but the first 4 years of the president's term. And I think that, in 2008, there was a large wave of folks who were voting against the administration at the time, the Bush administration, and they were upset, disappointed, disillusioned, and so they went with Mr. Obama. And this time, as you saw in 10, they're continuing to be disillusioned. They don't like the direction he's taken the country. And I think in 2012 here, I think you're going to see that continue from the standpoint that I asked people what's changed since 2010. And nothing. We can continue to go down that same path that he put us on in the first 2 years of his term. And so I think the climate is significantly different. The wave is going to be the opposite of what it was in 8. And we're going to continue to work along those lines.
It sounds like the wave, though, may have some similarities in that some people don't really like what they're seeing right now. Is that fair to say that there's just a lot of people out there that maybe aren't really happy with politicians?
Oh, I think so. I think you can see the angst if you listen to the talk shows, you listen to the media. I think you watch the reports of what's going on. And as I talk to people around my district and around the country, they're not happy with the direction of the country. They don't like the economy continuing to languish. The job situation. We got anemic numbers again today. And now we have this uprising in the Middle East, which is fostered by what I believe is probably a policy of appeasement instead of a peace through strength policy like Reagan proposed. It's those sort of things that have got people riled up. They see the direction of the country, the future of their country in jeopardy. And when they see the future of the country in jeopardy, that's harmful because they're looking out for their kids and grandkids. And whenever their kids and grandkids are affected, that's whenever they get engaged. And they will not get out of this situation. They will not step back from it until they see the future of their kids and grandkids that has been secured.
What's your thought on the Missouri Senate race?
Well, I think it's going to be it'll be a tight race before it's over with. But I think that Congressman Aiken has certainly got an uphill battle. Senator McCaskill has been in office 6 years, and as Congressman Aiken says, she's had 6 years of mistakes, and he's had only one verbal mistake that he made. But by the same token, that one has been taken and really harmed his campaign. And whether he can overcome that or not, we're going to find out.
Will you endorse him?
I support everybody that's on our ticket. Obviously, now that he's our person in that race, he can no longer get off the ballot. He's on our ticket, so I support our entire ticket.
What have you seen statewide going around, and when you're talking about the Republican ticket, what kind of thoughts do you have about where the electorate may be going? Because in 2008, most Republicans, outside of yourself and Peter Kinder, pretty much lost for most of the big-name races. So where is the state right now?
Well, I think if you look at the polling data and you look at the people who I talk to, both Democrats and Republicans across my district, I think I've got a pretty good microcosm of the state when I have some of the suburbs of St. Louis, and I've had the city of Columbia, and I have Jefferson City. I've got some of the larger cities in the state, as well as a lot of rural areas that the people are concerned. They are not happy with the direction of the country. They see a stagnant economy. They see a regulatory regime in Washington that is a big boot on their neck, that there's a lot of uncertainty as a result of that. They don't know whether to invest or not invest. We've got Obamacare sitting here getting ready to come into force shortly, in another year or so, and that is a huge boot on the neck of the small business guys who are our job creators in this country. And as a result, they're sitting on sidelines. And you talk to them, they're wanting to invest, they have money to invest, but they are not willing to put their blood, sweat, and tears that they have worked their life for, to put that at risk right now because of the uncertainty that's out there with our economy and with the rules and regulations coming out of Washington.
You talked about your district. It looks different than it did when you first ran in 2008. Has that changed any way that you represent the district?
No, it really doesn't. We'll have to change how we have our offices structured and that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, most of the issues that we represent the people on in Washington, D.C. are all either state or national in scope. There probably is 5% of our issues are local from the standpoint of legislating them in Washington. Now, that being said, a lot of things we do in Washington obviously have a dramatic effect on what goes on here. But we handle the individual issues normally through our constituent services in our various offices around the district. But generally, it's going to be a new district for me from the standpoint I've got 62% of it's all brand new, so it's going to be